welcome back to my channel. I am finally back with a new video. I created the look that I'm wearing right now. I'm so excited because I freaking love it. Honestly, I'm obsessed with this look right now and I hope you guys like it too. It is my goal to start posting a lot more on my YouTube channel. I know I've said that before, but the reason I started doing makeup was to do YouTube, and I kind of let the editing part get the best of me. So I'm a little bit better now. I'm a little bit quicker. So hopefully I'll be able to post at least once a week for you guys. And I'm just super excited to be able to share my knowledge, help you guys, and show you guys some of the looks and how I create them. And also just let you guys in a little bit more on my life and my personality. So I'm super excited. And if you'd like to see how I created this look, then just keep on watching. So today, since we're doing a little bit more of a dramatic look, I'm gonna start off with the eyes. A lot of people ask about eyes or face first, and it's totally up to you. I just like to do eyes first when I'm doing something really bold, dramatic, colorful. Anything that I really wanna focus on the eyes and that could potentially get fallout. So I'm gonna be starting with the eyes, and I'm gonna be just focusing on the one eye just to show you guys really in depth what I am doing. So I'm just gonna zoom it in. So I always like to start off using the P. Louise bases. I'm mixing together Rumor 1 and Rumor 2 together, and I'm taking a Morphe M167 brush, and I'm just going to outline the bottom of my brow. And then I'm going to drag that product down and then tap it in all over the lid. Next, I'm just gonna buff out the sides just so everything blends. And when this base dries, it really dries in place. So you wanna make sure you are buffing out the edges. So when you apply your foundation, everything blends together nicely. I'm gonna be starting off with this warm toned brown, and I'm going to be packing this on the outer corner. Look at how pigmented that is. So I am tapping this and pressing this in so we get as much pigment as we can, and we did not set our base. So by not setting it, it actually sticks to the product more and it gets a lot more intensity. So we are just going to be placing that brown in the inner and the outer corner, just like that. Look at how pigmented those colors are. Wow. Okay, next what I'm gonna do is just soften the edges. So I'm just going to lightly buff out the edges. So when we add our next color, everything will just blend a little bit easier. Next, I'm gonna be going in with this kind of orangey, yellowy color, and I'm just going to go right on the edges of that just to blend it out a little bit. So I'm going in small circular motions and with an extremely light hand. So a lot of people's problems with blending, or the reason that they're not getting the perfect blend, is they're going too heavy-handed. So they're really blending like really hard, thinking that that's gonna blend it out easier or faster or whatever. You actually want to go in with an extremely light hand, very, very soft touch, and that will just really make the product glide across the skin. You never want your brush to physically bend. If you are bending your brush like this, you are blending too hard. So if you do struggle with blending, definitely try to go in with a little bit of a softer hand. Now I'm just gonna go in a little bit with a fluffier brush to blend that out even more. So I'm starting on the edge of the first shade that we used, and when I have barely any product, that's when I'm gonna start blending it upwards. I never wanna take a lot of product up here because that's when it can get super messy, so always start on the edges and then blend it out. So next I'm going to be taking this black, any black will do, and I'm just going to be taking the little tiny dense brush and just packing it in the very outer and very inner. As you can tell, I'm not going as wide with this as I would with the other brown shade. I want this to be super tight and compact in the area that I want it to, because black can be extremely hard to blend. So we're just really focusing it to add a little bit of depth. So we added just the tiniest bit of black, and we are just gonna very, very lightly soften the edges using that light brown. And as you can see, we are leaving the center open because we are gonna add a pigment, and this is a halo eye, so we're leaving the center completely open. So I'm just taking the base and I'm packing it in the center of the lid just to brighten that up a little bit. So I just added the smallest amount, and when I get to the shadow, I'm just gonna lightly drag, and you can see how it kind of just blends it together. So we're just kind of dragging these, when they meet, we're just kind of dragging them so they blend together super seamlessly. Next, I'm gonna be taking this NYX glitter glue, super inexpensive and a super awesome product. So I'm just taking a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna be tapping that right on the center of the lid. And I only want to keep it in the center because if you put it too close to the outer sides, you really can't blend the pigment out because it'll stick too intensely. You want it to be really intense in the center, and then you want it to be able to blend into the shadows. So I'm just lightly tapping that in the very center of the lid. For the lid color, we're gonna go with a pop of color, and I'm gonna be going in with this minty teal color. It is so pretty. I'm just gonna swatch it for you guys. Look at how pigmented this color is, you guys. Holy crap. So I'm gonna be using my finger just to put, oh my gosh. So I'm placing that just in the center with my finger because that is gonna be the most intense way to apply a pigment, is with your finger. And then we are gonna be using a brush to blend out the sides. So again, I'm just lightly bringing that color out and smudging it into the brown shades that we have. So I am going to be taking it a little bit higher than my natural crease because I want this color to show when my eyes are open. So I'm going to be tapping it really lightly. Look at that color. Oh my gosh. I'm just dragging and pulling that in. By pulling it out, you could make the shadow go onto the mats, and that's what you don't want. So always drag it inwards to keep that shimmer in the center of the lid. And then I'm just taking the P. Louise base and I'm taking it underneath the eye as well. So a lot of people don't do this, but the reason that I do is to make the pigment underneath be just as pigmented as up top. So I'm just placing a little bit of that underneath, and this is not my concealer, this is just my base, so I am going to go over this with concealer after. This is just how I get a really pigmented under eye. So I'm taking a flat brush and I'm going to take that brown shade, the warm shade that we used on top, so I'm using the exact same colors underneath as I am on top, and I'm just placing that super close to the lash line. So I'm just following the lash line. And I'm gonna take a pencil brush, exact same color. And I'm just working that a little bit lower. So this is gonna be our main color. The lightest shade is going to be our transition and blending shade. And then the black is just the depth color. So going back in with the light shade, I am taking that and blending out just the edge. So I'm not blending out the entire under eye because that is going to really make it muddy. I'm just softening the edges. And this way as well, we are not taking away all the pigmentation of that medium brown shade. We are just softening the edges. And then see right here, we aren't connected. I'm just gonna add a little bit of that brown, and I'm gonna bring it all the way around so that that connects. And don't worry about going down too far or messing up, because we are going to go in with concealer, which is going to kind of reshape everything and fix any mistakes we make. And then again with the flat brush, we are going to take that black and just focus it on the outer corner, super close to the lash line as possible. And we're just going to work it back and forth in that lash line. I'm not taking it all the way in, I'm just leaving it on that outer corner and then blending it out again with the brown. So I'm gonna add a pop of color to the waterline by mixing the P. Louise bases in Bang & Blue, Yes A Yellow, and Rumor Zero. So I'm gonna mix these two together to make a mint, and I'm gonna kind of tie the mint on our lid into the lash line. But look at how pigmented this is. I love doing a pop of color in the waterline. So it just looks super cool, especially when you put lashes on, and it just ties the top and the bottom together and it looks so awesome. So I'm just gonna quickly set this with a teal eyeshadow and I will be right back. From that to that. So I'm just gonna do the other eye and I will be right back for lashes. So off camera, I applied some lashes and mascara, and these are the Tati Lashes TL3. I am obsessed with Tati Lashes. These are like my favorite lashes ever. And I'm not gonna lie, I am obsessed with this look. So we're just gonna move on to skin. So we're just moving on to skin. To prime my skin, I'm just using the Weleda Skin Food. So this is just a normal skin moisturizer, which is what I like to do as a skin primer anyway, so I'm just gonna put that all over the skin. For foundation, I am mixing together 112 and 120 of the Maybelline Superstay. This is like my go-to ride or die foundation, so I am just going to be putting that all over the skin. And what I like to do is actually tap it in, so I'm pressing it in with the Real Techniques contouring brush, which is like my favorite brush to do this, and I am just patting in that foundation and really pressing it into the skin so it sinks in and it just gives the most flawless full coverage look ever. So I'm applying concealer the exact same way. I'm just tapping a little bit of Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Neutral underneath my eye. I'm not bringing it too far up because I want to blend it into that shadow. So I start it a little bit lower than normal and I'm just pressing that in, and then I'll work it up into the shadow. This is a good way too, if you happen to go down too far, you can always just take your concealer a little bit higher and it kind of erases any mistakes that you had there. Moving on to bronzer, I am taking the MAC Give Me Sun with the Morphe M527, and I'm just going to be warming up the skin. I'm not going to go too in-depth because I do have a highlighting and contouring video, so you guys can totally check that out if you want to learn a little bit more of how I highlight and contour, but I'm just going to quickly show you what I would do. So I'm just warming up the skin before contouring. This is like my favorite bronzer ever. Next, I'm taking these two shades from the Anastasia contouring kit, and I'm just going to be focusing that really on the hollows of the cheeks. So again, I'm just adding depth. Lightly just contouring my nose, going in with the same colors. Next, taking the Jeffree Star Sarcophagus highlight, I am going to be highlighting my cheekbones, focusing it really high on the cheekbones. This highlighter is insane. above the brow. Cupid's bow. A little bit on the chin, and then I'm just going to take it down the nose as well. So the tip of the nose, and then down the bridge of the nose. And then lastly for the skin, I am taking the Milani Luminoso, and I'm just going to work that on the apples of the cheeks. And then I'm spraying my face with the NYX Dewy Setting Spray. This is my ride or die product, you guys. Like literally every single makeup look, I use this to finish off my look. So I'm going to do my brows off camera just because I just posted a brow video on my Instagram. So go check that out if you want to see how I do my bushy brow look, but I'll be right back. So brows are on, and I'm just going to go in with a lip gloss. This is my go-to nude gloss. It is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Fortune Cookie. I always talk about this on my channel, and I have concealer lips, and that's what I want. That is kind of like my base, so I'm just going to go in with the gloss over top. So the lips are a little bit too nude right now, so I'm going in with a little bit of Tiramisu over top. It is still the NYX Butter Gloss, it's just a little bit of a pinkier shade. This is the completed look here. Thank you, babes, so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this super glam, colorful, bold makeup look. This is totally my style, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you'd like to see next because I really want to create what you guys want to see and what you guys want to know. So if there's something makeup related, beauty related that you guys are struggling with, let me know so I can try to film it for you guys and try to help you out. That is what I am trying to do on here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you want to see next, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram. It is Mady Kennedy. Thank you again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys!